Let me start off by saying I have no idea what I'm doing. I haven't played OBR in quite a while. Played them a lot in 2nd edition, haven't really played them much in 3rd. New book, so this will be my first game with the new book. And we'll try it out. This is Crematorians, something I used to play back in the day. Max bodies, max model return, explosions, shenanigans, and fun stuff. So yeah, I got 2 units of 30 Mortek Guard, unit of Deathriders, Arkhan, the General Boneshaper, and then 2 Harvesters. I don't remember the artifacts right off. He's got the double, it says Artificer's Key, so he can twice return. And then I think he has the Diversionary Tactics as his command trait.
And how many points is that?
1980.
Okay. Yeah, and your idle units for this game?
The 2 units of Mortek, and I guess I'll pick Arkhan, because why not?
Sounds good. Hello everyone, back with another battle report. We got Beast of Chaos versus Ossiarch Bonereapers. Got the Bone Daddies on the channel for the first time. Beast of Chaos list is going to be an all-herd list today. It's going to feature a unit of 20 Bestigors, 2 units of 3 Dragon Ogres, 1 unit of 20 Ghurs with shields, a Sigmar, because I like the big rocks, a Cockatrace, Dragon Ogre, Shaggoth, our cool converted Beast Lord out of a corn model there, looking pretty cool in a dynamic pose, 2 Greatblades Shamans. We got a Warlord for an extra artifact. We'll be taking the command trait. Will be on our General, the Shaggoth, and he'll be able to add the number of the battle round to his casting rolls for the game. He's taken the spell to target a Beast of Chaos unit wholly within 12 of him to be -1 to attacks characteristics. Our Warlord got us an extra artifact, and we'll have Tendrils of Atrophy on one of the Shamans and the Wildfire Rampage for exploding 6s on the other. And we're looking at 1995, so there'll be a triumph for the Bonereapers. Okay, playing Presence of Idols today. Here's our deployment. Beast of Chaos. Got our Sigmar, 20 block of Bestigors, the Shaggoth General, and our Shaman on the battlefield with the Exploding 6s spell. The Bleeding Gnarlstaff artifact is on the Shaggoth. We have deployed in reserve the 2 units of Dragon Ogres, the 20-man unit of Ghurs, the Beast Lord who has the Slitherag Helm artifact, and the Shaman with the Tendrils of Atrophy for +1 damage. OBR was a 1-drop, and you want to explain anything?
Battalion had to deploy, kind of interesting to keep within that 6 inches of two guys. I really am not trying to do anything fancy here. I could have easily held back, but being as slow as I am, I wanted to kind of be as far forward as possible. And outdrop is going to take turn 1 just to kind of project forward and take the battlefield. I don't want to get pinned from behind by ambushing. So that's kind of the reason I'm thinking about going first. And I'm going to take Cunning Maneuver as my battle tactic. Grand Strategies take what's theirs. And yeah, it's fun having 8 command points. So we'll see how this goes. I'm just basing all of that off of my experience in 2nd edition with OBR. So we'll see.
Alright, going to turn 1 on OBR.
End of the first turn for OBR, got a bunch of spells off, took a bunch of damage from the Sigmar, but with the OBR's healing abilities happening in the hero phase, I waited to the end of the hero phase after I got all my casting done to do the healing abilities, healed all the wounds that the Sigmar did, pumped a bunch of my defensive spells into this unit to keep him being an anvil. Had to run, kind of snake him up there, but now that I can redeploy, I'm not too scared. but it might prove to be bad later on. But kind of just taking the field like we talked about. Did a lot of running, did a lot of movement. So here we are. 1 for 1, 1 for 2, 1 for more, 2 for my battle tactic.
Okay, going into Beast of Chaos, turn 1. Alright, end of the shooting phase for Beast of Chaos. We took Cunning Maneuver. We auto-ran our Greatblades Shaman up here. We got off our Fulgurous Blades for -1 to attacks characteristics for attacks that target the Bistigors. And we also got a Mystic Shield off on them, so they're a little tanky. We got the Cockatrice ready. Sigor moved up, tried to throw a boulder over here, rolled the traditional miss like I do. We did get a Warping Curse off for D6 mortal wounds from the board edge onto the Boneshaper. We got 6 on the D6. Luckily, and you rolled wards.
And failed all of them but 1.
But 1. We needed 2 successes. So that was very fortunate for the beasts. You did redeploy with these guys. First ever OBR redeploy.
Yay!
How's it feel to have command points now? We'll see.
I had them before, I just couldn't use them.
Oh, there we go. Alright, so going into any possible charges. Alright, end of Beast of Chaos turn. We attempted a charge with the Bestigors. Needed a 10, rolled a 4. Nothing else. Attempted to charge. We took the objective, got our battle tactic for Cunning Maneuver, got points of 1 for 1 and 2 for the battle tactic. 4 to 6 OBR. 4 to 5, excuse me. Going into turn roll off. I have a 3 for Beast of Chaos and a 1 for OBR. We'll give it a think.
So you won the roll off. We talked about it. It seemed like if you were going to give up a turn, this would be the one to do it. So I took the turn, or I was given it rather, issued. Arkhan got off all his spells, suffered 3 mortal wounds, warded 2 of them, and healed the last one at the end. He's got the no show up within 12 inches spell on him. He got Mortal Contract off on the Sigor, and he got Curse of Years, did no mortal wounds. Both of the Harvesters shot the Sigor, did no damage. So here we are. I score 5 points. Got Desecrate their lands on that bush. It's just barely in the 30 inches. It's like, this is the mid-board, so it's partially in his territory. And score another 5 points. Just playing the passive game, trying to get him to come to me. And we'll see where it goes.
Alright, and that's going to be OBR at 10 and Beast of Chaos at 3. Going into Beast of Chaos turn 2. Okay, Beast of Chaos, end of shooting phase. Our battle tactic for this turn was Desecrate their lands on the scary woods back here, of which we had to bring everything on because it's turn 2. We got it with our Greatblades Shaman. We brought on our Ghur over here with our Beast Lord. And our Dragon Ogre's over here. Another unit Dragon Ogre was over here. After the Sigor moved over here, the Mortek Guard were redeployed to kind of close up a hole of deploying anybody in this area to get more coverage on the objective. So that was a good move there. Moved up these units over here, trying to get in some combat, start wailing away on each other. We did a miscast on the Greatblades Shaman, took 3 mortal wounds here, so we didn't do a ritual. We did do the ritual on the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth for a Holy Within 12 6-up ward this turn. Try and see if we can make some charges. And we lobbed a boulder at the Harvester. We hit this time, but failed the wound. We did get an all-out defense out of it, though.
I got a bunch of command.
But he's got all the command points in the world. Going into some charges. Into Beast of Chaos, turn 2, bottom of the round. We failed our charges with the Dragon Ogres, made it in with the Ghurs only, and then made it in over here with the Cockatrice, the Bestigors, and the Sigor. Failed with our Shaggoth, used our Bleeding Gnarl Staff to do some mortal wounds. not for much. The Cockatrice did get his Petrifying Gaze off on the Mortek, which helped a lot. They were only hitting on 6s. When we took a lot of damage on the Bestigors, we decided to use an Inspiring Presence on the Gors because they're all herd, and I was currently tied before Battle Shock to take this objective for holding 2 and more. And we rolled the Battle Shock on the Bestigors, rolled a 6, and lost an additional 4. So we're down significantly over here. Sigor took 7 wounds, Cockatrice took 4, and we're looking at 5 points for the turn. We took Desecrate Their Lands back there with that Shaman. Going into roll off for turn 3. I have a 1. Oh, Bone Reaper 6.
Yeah.
You're going to take it, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Alright, makes sense. Going OBR turn 3.
Okay, end of the charge phase for OBR turn 3. Charge Arkhan in. Battle tactic is gaining momentum. I've got to kill him, and then I have to do enough damage over there to take that objective for my battle tactic to be complete. Did a little bit of chip damage shooting here, a little bit of chip damage shooting there, and here we are.
Made a charge over
stomp.
here. Into the Shaggoth, did 3 mortal wounds. We did a redeploy over there, but you had just enough. So
+1 coming in clutch.
going into the combat phase, let's see if the Cockatrice gets his 4-up off. Petrifying Gaze, go! He gets it off on the Mortek.
Cool.
I think. Yeah, we'll put on the Mortek.
Interesting question. I don't know the answer, but we're going to look into it maybe. I have exploding 5s on the Mortek. They're only hitting on 6s. Does this 5 still cause an explode, but the first hit fail? Don't know. We'll find out.
Alright.
Bottom of turn 3, or end of top of turn 3 for OBR. Completed my battle tactic, gaining momentum, killed the Cockatrice by the hardest, did a decent amount of damage to the Bestigors. Was able to hold both objectives. He only rolled a 1 on the Ghur return, so he didn't outnumber me there. Killed the Shaman back here, did a little bit of damage to the Shaggoth, not much. Arkhan's ability to heal after he's fought is really, really good. He had suffered 5 wounds before he even fought, and whenever he did get a chance to fight, he killed the Cockatrice and healed all his wounds mid-combat. So that was really cool. Did some mortal wounds here and there. Sigor is holding fast somehow. Couldn't get enough chip damage on him. Keep rolling poorly with Mortal Contract, but everything seems to be going swimmingly. Scored another 5 points. It's just a tar pit list, and it's working well so far. I'm going into Beast of Chaos turn 3.
Yep, scores 15 to 8. Alright, Beast of Chaos turn 3. We picked 8 of the Wilderness to have 2 Beast of Chaos units wholly outside of our territory but within cover. We got the Shaggoth into the shooting phase. Not the Shaggoth, the Shaman in cover right there. We've got the Beast Lord in cover over there, so we'll get that. Finest Hour on the Shaggoth, did some casting, only got the -1 attack characteristics off on the Bestigors. Finest Hour, Shaggoth's going to see what he can do into Arkhan. Connected with the boulder, but only 2 damage. Dragon Ogres are coming in to see if they can do something. Going into charges. The bottom of Beast of Chaos turn 3, we slogged it out, took a lot of damage on our Dragon Ogres over here, lost a guy each. Arkhan's still standing. He's got 12 on him.
13. He's got 1.
13 on him, 1 left. Shaggoth didn't make it through to him.
Roll your it's into the...
Yeah, into the combat phase on a 2-up for damage from his lightning. There's the 1.
For the heal.
And then see if he heals. He does heal.
No, the first one's for the heal. Until the rule's written.
Is it?
It is. You roll for heal
Okay.
and you roll for damage.
Alright, so you take 1 mortal wound.
And 6 up.
Oh. And he rolls the 6, so he's still alive. Dragon Ogres, 2 up for the heal. Nothing. 2 up. Nothing for the damage. 2 out for the damage on the green guys. Yes. And only 1 damage.
Take it.
And you take that one. So we're going to only hold 1 objective, and that's going to get us 3 points for our battle tactic and 1 objective, putting the turn to the score 11 to 15 in favor of OBR, and the roll off. You have a 6, I have a 5, and I think that probably wraps it up here. We could probably talk it out. We'll check and see what battle tactics.
So I chose the Tithe Demands to kill a hero or a monster with the Gothizzar Harvester, retreated Arkhan out of combat, healed a few wounds, and retreated him with the command ability for retreat and charge. Charged and he redeployed the Beast Lord 4 inches, but couldn't make it through that crevice. He able to back in with a decently rolled charge, and he just spiked super high on his explosions. Did like 12 damage between shooting and combat.
Yep.
Scored 5 points, 1-2 more battle tactic, bringing me to 20 points this turn.
Yep, 20 points for the bottom of the 4. Beast of Chaos don't have any battle tactics that they can do because the best of Ghurs would be killed. Last 5 guys, that would leave us with the Shaggoth and the Shaman, and maybe 1 or 2 Dragon Ogres over here. Nothing to be able to do any significant battle tactics or to really take our grand strategy for take what's theirs, and you have enough board's presence to send enough into our territory to take what's theirs, and that would bring the final score to 23 to 11. The first victory for OBR there in the new book. Hope to get a couple more games in at some point and see what we think about the new army.